219! 219!
Forward Progress, a Chicago Bears podcast with Dan Bernstein and Matt Abaticola on 312 Sports.
Let's give you a little forward progress here on 312 Sports. I am Dan Bernstein. That is Matt Abaticola, and we are here to talk about your Chicago Bears and the NFL as they've reached the bye week at 2-2. And the Bears will practice today. They will have a weightlifting session tomorrow, and then they are off. So it's instead of having 2 days of practice before the 4-day mandated off period, they're going to take it easy on them and just let them come in for a lift tomorrow after practicing today. So we were wondering if they'd be given time off. I guess they kind of gave them a little bit of both.
Yeah, and if guys want to go in and lift and work out, I don't know if it's mandatory, but they have an opportunity, so it could be 4 consecutive days or 5 consecutive days off from Ben Johnson. But I don't think he'll be taking any time off.
No, I'm certain not. And here's my overall view of this next week, that a lot of teams talk about self-scouting, but saying this is the time where we can look at, is this working, is this not working? It's very early in the season to do that. So here's my hope, that where in most seasons you're going to say, what do we need to do with this roster to win the next game? I get it, and that should be part of what they're doing. It should be an important part of what they're doing. Every win matters. Every week is precious. But they also should be asking themselves at every level in the bye week, what are we doing for the remainder of this year to get us closer to winning a Super Bowl?
Mm-hmm.
And what decisions have to be made about this roster that also impact their opportunities to win a Super Bowl, whether that means finding out what they have in certain younger players, whatever they're running, however they're running it. And we're going to talk about the offensive line and the tackles and how that's going to be figured out. But I want that to be not just a subtext, but talk about it openly. Make sure that you're 2-2. Anything can happen. I'm not saying cash in the season. I'm not saying go full developmental, but just make sure there's an awareness of getting the most out of this year, because you're still making up for last year. That everything was lost. Everything sucked. You barely had anything go well for you on any level last year. So make sure that whatever happens, whether you're 8-9, 9-8, in the playoffs, out of the playoffs, that you are not ignoring the larger picture of development of this team and any players worth developing.
Yeah, and I'm always on board with the whole idea of what are we doing to get closer to a championship, to win a Super Bowl, whatever sport we're looking at. But I have a more difficult time adhering to that philosophy with this particular season, only because when we look at the roster, 53 guys right now, and let's be even more generous. Let's say there are 15 guys on the roster right now, which is probably double than is really reality. If there's maybe 7 or 8 guys that are going to impact a Bears roster down the road when they compete for a Super Bowl that are on the roster right now, it's more important for me for this season to develop those guys and see really truly where they're at, what they need to do to grow and become the NFL players that they really can reach. One of those guys that wasn't really on my radar that I think has stepped up, and part of the defensive backfield injuries that I think has been valuable is seeing Tyreek Stevenson and his play over the last couple of weeks, because I think he has the ability to be a coverage guy, to be a smart zone coverage player, to be able to come up and stop the run and make tackles, and to be impactful with meaningful plays on defense. That I did not anticipate that or expect that 4 weeks ago.
Well, that's a salvage operation, and that's a positive.
It is very much so.
He's
positive.
A third-round pick.
Yeah, I think he was a third-round guy.
Third, yeah. I mean, you're talking about a high draft pick that should matter for you.
But 4 weeks ago, he didn't matter as much.
Well, last year he came very close. There are a lot of teams that would have just said bye-bye.
Right.
And if somebody else gets something out of you, that's great. But if this ends up being the year in which Tyreek Stevenson's high ceiling was reclaimed, then that's a kudos to this coaching staff.
Yeah, that's great, and I hope that continues. And I want to see what other opportunities are there more on this roster, because this was not a roster that Ben Johnson had his hands on the whole thing, some of it, not the whole thing, what other pieces might be there that he could develop and grow? I really want to see more with the tackles. I want to see more with Theo Benedict and with Ozzie Chapillo.
Well, that's the big decision they have to make now, because we'll see how healthy or not Darnell Wright is. It would appear to me you're not going back to Braxton Jones, even though they've left every door open. I think this was handled very diplomatically, that they said that they've got a lot to talk about and they've got a lot of good players, but they know what they want to do, clearly. And I found it interesting that there was a note from Brad Biggs regarding the fact that Darnell Wright was apparently, he was nice about it, but he was instructed by the team to not talk to reporters after the game.
Yeah, because when he was asked by Brad Biggs, he said that he wasn't going to comment based on the coach's preferences or something along those lines. So not to say anything. I don't know exactly what it was. I don't have it in front of me. But he made it that point that he was asked not to comment on anything. And like you said, he was polite and kind in doing so. And I'm glad that Brad at least asked him or went to him to approach him, and he just said, "Yeah, I'm not going to talk right now based on coach's desires or coach's preferences, whatever it was." So that says a lot. It says a lot right there. And I know what Ben Johnson has talked about, because he was asked about the tackles yesterday, and he was specifically asked, though, Dan, about going back to Braxton Jones, and he didn't answer the question. He just talked about the position in general. So again, another tell there from Ben Johnson, if you clearly listen to the things he's saying more than just taking in the words, because there's a lot being said in the things that Ben's not really saying based on what questions are asked him and how he starts to answer the questions.
Yeah, and it's so important because we know how much it means to Johnson, as much as he has talked about it, and as much as he said, if we really went back and read everything Johnson said about the importance of tackles and what their job is, he didn't really want to hear anything about the running game. He just wanted to hear about, can you block the guy in front of you? Mm-hmm. And I don't think Jones did that well enough. And even when he was able to stay in front of his guy, he was moving backwards too much.
Yeah, no, I agree. And again, what we saw on Sunday is a very, very, very small sample size for Ozzie Chapillo and for Theo Benedict. Getting the start and then moving over to the left side for Benedict, and then Chapillo coming in and really doing a very good job. And I think even Johnson said that I'm sure there's a few plays that he wants to have back. But Max Crosby impacted the game midway through the fourth quarter or through the end, but not like he did in the first half. And the third quarter, I thought he was, I don't want to say contained, but he didn't have as big of an impact. And that had to do, obviously, with what Chapillo was doing at the tackle position, because it wasn't happening in the first half of the game.
And I just want to be certain, it was Braxton Jones who didn't speak, correct? I know. I believe I said Darnell Wright.
Oh, was it Jones?
I believe it was Jones.
Okay.
I want to just make sure, because I believe I misspoke.
Okay.
Because I believe that is how they wanted to be handled. And I understand why that is. I would have liked it better if the Bears don't muzzle anybody, or if they don't make that sort of suggestion, because it makes them look like they're hiding something. But they've got some reasons for it. If the player agreed to it, it's sort of understandable. But I do like their willingness to make a huge move, and two moves within the same game is a good sign, because we're used to, or at least I'm used to, fear of change. I'm used to moves not being made. To coaches always want to say, well, we'll coach it up and it'll be better. And not just throwing red meat to fans and not just pulling a guy. It's usually a big deal to make a move during a game. And to not shy away from that is, in general, whether it works or not, and however this, to some extent, I'm celebrating their willingness to make a move in the middle of a game.
Yeah.
I think that it's a good sign.
Yeah, because it shows some flexibility, but also that, hey, we know it is a work in progress. You can't keep telling us it's a work in progress, then keep doing the same things. Like, you can't keep telling us that, hey, we're only together 4 weeks, we're still learning, I'm still learning the player, and they're still learning each other. You can't say that in a press conference and then do the exact same things on the field. Like, things need to adjust according to what you're saying. Right. And that's great to see.
I agree.
And you know what? And if it doesn't work, great. At least now you know. Like, you can't have this roster and not try guys out in games because guys practice different than the way they play games. And some guys play better on game day than they show in practice. And I know that's not good. You got to work hard. But you need to see what you have in a guy when it comes to game day when you're lining up against another team.
And they're going to be setting up the entire roster right now, the entire depth chart, because of the people we mentioned yesterday who are going to be coming back, because Kyler Gordon looks like he's going to be folded into the mix right now.
Yeah.
And they've been, like teams do, churning the bottom of that roster. And this is something when it comes to the practice squad and when it comes to how they're going to look in November and December. When I start talking about development, I'm not just talking about this year's draft class.
Mm-hmm.
What the really good teams do. It was Seattle that started doing this years ago with Pete Carroll. I want to say John Schneider. And there was a Wall Street Journal article that talked about what also the Patriots began to do, of taking advantage of the lack of limits on the transactions that you can have in a given season. And the really good teams are constantly trying people out, are constantly sorting through other teams' practice squads, that pro personnel department, because of where the Bears are. And if we do understand this is a rebuild of a rebuild, act like it.
Mm-hmm.
So when I start seeing what generally look like meaningless transactions as they're moving bodies around to the practice squad, those matter, because that gives you some idea of who you're going to sign to futures contracts, who you might see as a bad fit somewhere else. You can be building your future teams, even as all this is going on, under the radar. It's not quite the minor leagues, like all the transactions we ignore elsewhere, whether it's the G League or AA and AAA and contracts being purchased in small transactions. But use that. Bring somebody into your building who you want to say, let's get a little longer look here. Let's feed this guy some of what we're doing and see how this works. So because of where they are and because of so many new eyes on everything, Ben Johnson to start with, I'm going to be really interested in how that continues to be managed.
Yeah, and I hope it's a positive season for the team, obviously, as a Bears fan. But I'm excited and curious to get down the road a bit and see really how big of a rebuild this is. Because Ben Johnson is learning on the job, doesn't quite know exactly, he learned that it's a bigger lift than he expected.
Yeah, he did.
And and let's get several weeks down the road into the season to really, for him to be familiar with the roster and understand guys and their nuances to say how big of a rebuild is this going to be.
And you mentioned this, I think it bears repeating something that you brought up during DBU today, and that is whatever it might be about getting the play called,
yeah.
by the time the bye week is over, make that a non-issue.
It's got to stop.
Make that a non-issue. Get the play called. Get it in. Get it understood. Wherever you are, whatever it is, where you said, it's just that's on me getting the play called. Because he mentioned about the running game. He's mentioned about Caleb. If you are telling the truth about that.
Correct.
Make that not happen. I don't want to hear that again.
Right. Because if it really, again, with the first time he said it about Caleb, we thought he was just,
covering.
He was covering for his quarterback.
That's on me. I didn't get the play called.
Right. So now when you hear it again and about the running game, it's like, all right, is it really about Caleb? Is it really about you as the head coach not getting the call in? And if that's the case, that's got to be fixed. Like, if you're having a hard time as the head coach, and I liked your approach to it, it's like, did you have this issue in Detroit? If not, what's the difference? If you did, how did you fix it?
Whoever's in charge of it at Detroit, hire him, and if you can't hire him, hire his assistant.
Right. If it's a personnel issue, if it's an equipment issue, if it's you, then fix it. Like that's getting to a point where it's unacceptable. Like, I don't want to hear anymore from the head coach, oh, I'm having a hard time getting the call in. Okay. Then eventually tell the truth. Eventually I want to hear that, yeah, we're having an issue in the huddle with Caleb with XYZ and we're working on it, or we're going to fix it.
Or tell me who fucked up.
Right.
If it's not you, tell me who.
Right. Because I get it. I appreciate it as the leader taking that hit if you really are. But eventually, it's going to make you look incompetent, which you don't want.
Forward Progress is brought to you by Church Brewing, New Buffalo's brewery-pizzeria in a historic church. I've been there. It is a church. That's awesome.
I can't wait to go.
It's so good. It's so good. Wood-fired Neapolitan pizza, small batch craft beer, brunch every day. Visit our friends at beerchurchbrewing.com. This was how I treated the Monday night games last night. I used the same logic as I do when it comes to my refrigerator.
Okay. Interesting.
So I had one game on ESPN and one game on ABC, which I didn't realize until later. Because the game started early, and then they showed, like, wait, there's another game. And it was fine, because I didn't really care about either one of them. But
you shouldn't.
But watching Justin Fields run is a treat.
Yeah, no,
watching him run is always going to be great. I love to watch Justin Fields run. So I'm flipping. I put it on the previous channel, and so much like I believe opening the refrigerator door multiple times somehow magically will make food appear. Because I'll go and I'll look and I'm like, and I'll close it. And then I'll get up off the couch and be like, wait a second. I'm a little peckish. I'm going to see, and a little penis, and I'm going to see what's in the fridge. And I open it again and I close it again. And nothing's changed. And I know nothing's changed.
Right.
But maybe the second time, the act of opening the fridge will create food that I missed, or it'll just be
you would
there.
notice something maybe.
Right. Oh, salami.
Maybe your fridge is really full and you would notice something a second or third try.
Right. Or it just appears there magically.
Okay.
So the same thing.
Which is a possibility.
I kept flipping games saying, well, if I leave this game for a while, because that's my theory on football. If I'm not watching for a while, something good is going to happen. I'm going to miss. So if I flip back, it'll be good.
It wasn't the case.
No, it was awful. Everything was bad.
Yeah.
And then the Tyreek Hill injury.
Ugh.
Ew.
Yeah.
Oh.
No bueno.
No, it's so bad. And as somebody who has blown out a knee that had, both menisci torn and the ACL, like a really, really, really bad knee injury, and I can say,
Do you get sympathy pain when you see knee injuries?
I know how that feels,
Yeah.
and it doesn't feel good. And I can only imagine, it's not my livelihood. That's what he does for a living, is use those knees. Oh, God, it was ugly.
Yeah, and I had the Jets +3, and they lost by 6. I lost that one. But I did have Denver -7.5, and they covered that pretty easy. Jake Browning.
Bad.
Is not good. Is not good. And then their third-string quarterback, who's now their backup quarterback, is Brett Rippon, who was with the Bears.
He was.
Correct? And he's a nephew of Mark Rippon.
I think that's right.
Yeah, it sounds about right. But that's not good at all. That's not good. That's gonna be bad. That's gonna be a really long season for Cincinnati people.
They know it.
Yeah.
And that's a win for the Bears.
Yeah. See, how things happen. If you project that game right now, the Bears are above 500. They're
Sometimes
3-2.
things break your way. I always get back to that season where it was like Seneca Wallace, Tyler Palco, and the guy Webb. They were like getting all of the third-string quarterbacks in a row. And in every next team, you would look to the schedule when it came out. Oh, that's a loss. That's a loss. It's like, who's quarterbacking? And it's like, this clown is so.
Yeah, but normally it's the Bears that are that guy.
No, they got Tyson Bagent.
Yeah.
Are people still clamoring? I haven't heard.
No, I haven't heard that. That was
quieter.
interesting. Haven't heard that this week. Well, you have a win, so everyone's happy. You have 2 undefeated teams left in the NFL, the Bills and the Eagles. The Chiefs, at that big win over the Ravens at 2-2. Ravens 1-3.
It's a big blob.
It is. It's a real big blob.
It's a big blob right now.
Your Jets are 0-4.
I think the Jets might be They might be one of the teams that's sunken to the molten core of the blob.
I think the Saints have too. Saints are 0-4.
They're on the schedule.
Tennessee is so far removed; they're not even in the bad part of the blob.
Yeah, you might have 3 sub-blob teams.
Yeah, I think you do.
3's a lot of sub-blob.
You know what? I'm gonna hold out yet on, because I love Justin Fields. So I'm gonna hold out hope yet on the Jets and Aaron Glenn. See if they can climb back into the blob.
Aaron Glenn getting too screamy too. Like, you save your energy a little bit, because
I did love though
the
blocked field goal that they returned, and he sprinted down. Oh my God!
Yeah, sprinted and did the little thing like on my horsey thing.
I keep watching it, the replay, because I want to recreate it on a game if there's an opportunity for me on the sideline.
Oh, you literally?
Yes,
I thought you were like a video game.
No, me recreate it.
Okay, will the kids know?
I don't care. I'll know, and that's all that matters.
What is your rule, by the way? I know, it's just curious, because when I watch these NFL games, and I see either like the long towel hanging out of or the mouth guard stuck in the helmet.
Yep.
How much latitude do you give the kids on personal swag?
No towels.
Okay.
That can happen. And mouth guards in. There's no.
So you don't let them do what Caleb does.
If
Caleb's mouth guard's never in.
Well, if a referee sees a mouth guard not in, he won't allow the play. And if they address the same kid twice, they have to sit out some plays.
Really?
Yeah.
And something else I wanted to mention, seeing Romeo Dobbs have the game that he had with the Guardian cap is a big deal.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I'm always rooting for the guys who wear the Guardian cap, just because I think it should be destigmatized. Obviously, look at that loser, look at that dork. He cares about his brain.
Do people
looks like an idiot.
Do people criticize?
You know that. Otherwise, why wouldn't everybody wear it?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess me being out of it for the years that I didn't really hear much criticism because I wasn't looking to see it. But if you're going to criticize a guy for wearing that on his, shut up. That's ridiculous.
I agree. It takes some getting used to.
Yeah,
but
it looks weird, but who cares?
I said it to myself when the broadcast said, a big night for Romeo Dobbs. And I said, and a big night for the Guardian cap.
Yeah.
A big night for brain health. Why not?
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get any criticism. It doesn't change anything about the game.
I think it looks, once we get over the fact that it looks different.
Yeah. I mean, look, I always think of Spaceballs when I see it.
Of Dark Helmet?
Yeah.
God, I hated that movie. And you see they're remaking it or they're doing a sequel?
No, didn't. I can't even be honest. I'm not even sure I've even seen it. The full movie itself.
It's bad. It's a kid's movie.
Okay.
Like for those of us who grew up on Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein, silent movie, and some of this stuff.
Oh, did you see the preview for The Bride?
Yes.
What do you think? No?
I'm hopeful.
Yes. That's a good descriptor.
I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
It looks like if they pull it off,
it's like Frankenstein's monster, the Bride of Frankenstein, like a love story.
Yeah, but
it's clever, and I hope it.
It's not until
works.
March,
right? Or was it March or was it Valentine's Day?
Oh, maybe it's Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
but that's Christian Bale.
Yeah.
So I tend to think if he's involved, it's usually that puts the floor in.
I hope it works.
I do too.
Yeah.
Because it looks like they're taking some chances. Mm-hmm. Big swing.
Real big swing.
Right?
Real big swing.
Go ahead and take it. And it's her movie. Like Maggie Gyllenhaal wrote it all, right?
Yeah, because I love the idea of like some new content instead of remaking things and sequels, which I know I'll see all of them, but
well, it is kind of a remake.
Yeah, it is, but they're taking a new twist to it though. Yeah, because it appears to be more of a love story.
Yeah.
Like, that's the vibe I got.
I think so. Or maybe there's a little, like, Bonnie and Clyde in there.
Yeah,
I couldn't quite tell what was going on.
Yeah, hopeful is a good descriptor for it. I like that.
I also wanted to talk about what we learned on Sunday night from Maria Taylor and NBC was that the halftime entertainment for the Super Bowl is going to be reggaeton superstar. I believe it's still technically reggaeton, right?
I have no
Bunny.
idea what the... Yeah,
it's or Puerto Rican pop, hip hop crossover star.
Well, who's very happy about that?
Bad Bunny. Who?
John Hamm. He goes to every Bad Bunny show.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
seriously,
he is a huge Bad Bunny fan.
I like Bad Bunny too, and I knew that the backlash would come. I knew that people would be frightened by somebody who speaks Spanish and is proud of his homeland. But then it started to get really funny when, first of all, it was like a boycott the NFL or boycott the Super Bowl was already trending. And I'm thinking, again, you're lying about this? How many times do you get to lie about, I'll never watch another game?
Oh, yeah.
This Colin Kaepernick.
I'm done with it. Yeah.
I'm done with it. I'm done with a woke NFL. And my favorite one was, they should revoke his visa. See, here's the thing. He's Puerto Rican. He's an American citizen. How many times do I have to say this? How many times must it be said? Puerto Rico is part of the United States of America. Puerto Ricans...
Not my America, damn it.
Puerto Ricans are born American citizens. He has no visa for this country because he needs no visa
As a citizen.
for what is his home country as a citizen of this country.
Yeah, I'll have to show you some videos. So there's videos of John Hamm, and he goes to as many shows as he can. And there's one here, and he's got he's dressed like he's on vacation, and he's off to the side of the stage, and he's just dancing away. And
Does he
loves
need a separate ticket for his cock?
I think he always has to get two.
Okay.
Gets two seats.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
They have to scan him twice.
Tickets, sir. I showed you my ticket, not you. Him.
Oh, no.
Him.
All right, fine.
Slithers out. There you go, sir. Yeah, I wish I had some audio of him talking, but he's a huge, huge fan, so he'll definitely be there just to see Bad Bunny.
Yeah, it should be fun. Rock Nation's producing, so
And
we know it's going to be high quality.
If Dr. Stephen Brule was seeing Bad Bunny, it'd be Brad Bunny.
Brad Brunny.
Brad Brunny, yeah, on a broat with ice.
Brad Brunny. If at some point Bad Bunny throws a roll of paper towels, that would be awesome.
Okay.
Because you remember when at the hurricane crisis when our guy flew down there and he said he was going to help everybody out, and he just tossed a couple rolls of paper towels. Yep. So that would be the move.
That would be good.
I'd like to see that at some
Brad
point.
Brunny.
Brad Brunny, our guy.
That's great.
So here we are at an NFL that's got, would you say, 2 undefeateds?
Yeah, 2 undefeated, 3 winless teams right now.
But boy, the quality entertainment never relents, with the exception of last night, which is I would say more the exception than not. Usually bad games find a way to get good at some point when it's not just broadcasters trying to keep you there. And I'm not going anywhere. I don't have Red Zone.
Oh yeah, either do I.
I don't have Red Zone. I should have Red Zone, but I think I mentioned this before. My DirecTV subscription is so old. They don't know what it is when I call. What they say, what package do you have? And I don't have it. It's grandfathered in.
Are you still paying?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's grandfathered in, and you can't use that anymore. I forgot what legacy. You can't use the term grandfathered in anymore.
Why can't you use that?
You're not supposed to use it.
Oh. Okay.
I forgot why, but my daughter said I'm not supposed to use it.
Oh.
So I believe it's considered.
I mean, I've been hearing legacy more and more. I didn't know that it replaced being grandfathered in.
I think it did.
Okay.
Yeah, I apologize if that offended.
Well, I learned something new today.
But that is
Thank
so.
you.
Yeah, it's a legacy pack, and I explain it to the person, and they're like, "Oh no, don't change this." Because we'd have to remove this and take this and take this and remove
Probably
this.
cost you a lot of money.
Right. She said, you could get all these channels, but I don't get Red Zone. And they always say, like, yeah, keep what you have. Trust me.
Yeah, you don't want Red Zone. You're fine.
I mean, I would want Red Zone.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'd be fine without a television in my house, too. But
No, you wouldn't.
I probably would.
That would hurt.
You think?
Yeah. All right, just looking ahead here real quick. San Francisco and the Rams are the Thursday night game coming up.
San Francisco sucks.
Yeah, they do. Minnesota's at Cleveland. That could be a loss for Minnesota.
Yep.
Las Vegas at Indy. The Giants and Jackson Dart.
I can't figure out Indy.
I can't either.
I don't believe that they're as good as
that's what I told you.
Yeah.
I told you that.
Something about that doesn't
It doesn't
sit
jive, and I
right.
told you that's right. So the Giants and Jackson Dart are at New Orleans. Dallas is at the Jets. So that could be a win there for the Jets. We'll see. Denver at Philly. Miami at Carolina. Houston plays at Baltimore. Tennessee at Arizona. So another win for Arizona. Your Super Bowl team, the Buccaneers, are at Seattle.
Arizona's bad too, by the way.
They are, but they're going to win this Sunday. Detroit plays Cleveland, so another win for Detroit. They'll go to 4-1. Washington at the Chargers. New England at Buffalo. And then next Monday night is Kansas City at Jacksonville. Blech.
It's not a great week.
No.
And with the Bears on the bye, I'll be in New Orleans. You'll be
eating fried chicken at the fried chicken fest.
I'll be eating everything.
In your hot tub.
I will be eating everything.
Do you still get a room with a hot tub in the room?
right in the very middle.
Do you still do that?
Instead of a bed?
Yeah. No, there's a bed and a hot tub off to the side.
I don't know what we're getting. Like I say, it was part of this package that we got for a charity auction.
Okay.
So we're staying at a place we don't usually stay, but it'll be fun.
Are you and Beth at the same hotels?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're at the same hotel this time.
I don't know if she got a different hotel, too.
I know. so I guess we got to stay together. But no, I can't wait. The weather's supposed to be good, and you know how it is when you go visit your kids somewhere. It's basically we walk around, and I haven't seen the room yet because usually like last year.
His room? What do you mean?
When we used to go to visit Zoe, like going into a dorm room and like seeing the bathroom, like they didn't have a shower curtain. Like, how do you consistently take showers without it? If we gave you a shower curtain, it fell off. Why did you get a new one? I don't know.
How? What?
Yeah, last year, and like
it fell. Well, then pick it back up.
I don't ask.
Is it dirt? Is it messy?
Don't ask.
Are the rooms? Oh, is it really? Oh.
Last year it was, because last year he had a roommate, but there was a shared bathroom in between. This year he has his own room, and his roommate has his own room, and there's only a shared bathroom between the two of them. And I think they're going to live like something other than prisoners or whatever. It was last year was disgusting.
No shower curtain last year or this year? Okay.
I don't know what happened last year.
Okay.
And Zoe and her roommate's senior year, like I walked into the kitchen of their apartment and it's like there's literal pizza rolls sitting there on the stove that had been like dried up. There's chicken fingers over here. There was a half a wheel of cheese that was congealed. Like, how do you guys live? And then Beth comes in there with like rubber gloves on and a hazmat suit. And I said,
Gross.
Stop. Yeah. Not your job.
Right.
Absolutely not your job.
They're big enough. They're on their own.
Stop doing that.
That's
like,
disgusting.
I can't let them live like
then
this.
Don't go.
Yeah, then pull her
don't
out
go
of,
in it.
Yeah,
right.
don't go in or pull her out of school or something. But
no, I wouldn't go in there if it was going to be disgusting. Yeah, I wouldn't.
Well, that was my
only.
The only thing that at least
they ate the entire wheel of cheese.
At least with him, I'm like, the first night I said, you know when you're going to clean it? I said, you're going to clean it and keep this up when you bring somebody back here and they're like, I'm not going in there.
Ooh.
That's when it's going to hit home with you. That's when you're going to realize you're disgusting.
Yeah. I don't see that happening though. If a girl's interested in going back, she's not going to be halted by chicken fingers and
it was bad. Like you know what I mean? We always kept our room in college fairly nice. For those reasons. Like you don't want it to smell awful.
Yeah.
And I had a freshman year, my roommate used so much Axe body spray that we could have like had a campfire in there, and all you would have smelled was Axe.
Wouldn't you just prefer to do road games though, instead of bringing someone back? Because then there's the idea of asking them to leave.
We had a system.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
okay.
You're supposed to, you know.
Was there like an emergency phone call?
No, nobody had phones.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Jesus. That's right. 80s. I forgot that we didn't have cell phones in college.
Phones? We
didn't have computers. There was like two guys had computers.
What?
And we all shared them. Oh yeah.
Wait, you're younger than I am.
I know.
For us, a Mac was mandatory.
Oh, yeah. Well, we didn't really care much about grades.
Everything was for like, the original Macintosh.
Yeah.
They basically said when they sent home the list of requirements for supplies. It was Macintosh computer.
Yeah, there was more boom boxes than there were computers. That was more important. Playing tunes.
At Bible school?
Yeah.
What were you playing? Like Debbie Boone?
Oh, no, I wasn't wasn't playing like Christian music. I was playing my own stuff.
Light up my life. No, just blaring in the hallways. You turn the speaker around, make it face out of the dorm on the Wells Street, blaring "You Light Up My Life."
That's right.
No?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right, just making sure.
Yeah. Anyway.
I love the bye week.
I do too. Yeah. Bye.
Yeah, I say we call it.
Yeah, I think we're done.
I think
we just ran out of steam.
Yeah, I know it's okay. I think we're good because there's going to be all kinds of Bears news coming out of the day when they're lifting.
Yeah, lifting weights.
Yeah.
Yep. Was it weightlifting? Or are they lifting
Tomorrow.
each other?
No.
You just come in and start lifting each other?
Today is practice.
Was it like metaphorical? Lift each other up.
Oh.
They bring Trustman in for a day?
Yeah, they're going to grow the man.
Yep.
They're going to move the lockers around. They'll have trust falls.
And trust funds.
No, that's nothing wrong with that either.
Yep.
Good for all of them. Okay. Well,
let's say bye-bye now.
Okay, that's forward progress. And we're going to have more of that on your Chicago Bears tomorrow.
219!
Forward progress. a Chicago Bears podcast with Dan Bernstein and Matt Abaticola on 312 Sports.